Most people have experienced ringing in their ears after they attend a loud concert or use a power tool like a leaf blower. For some people, the ringing or buzzing sound can last from a few days to a few months, and sometimes it doesn't ever go away. This perception of sound is called tinnitus, also pronounced tinnitus. People who experience tinnitus describe what they hear in a variety of different ways. Some experience a high-pitched ringing sound, something like this, while others hear ocean sounds like this. And it can also sound like buzzing or whistling, like this. And the volume at which individuals hear these sounds vary as well. According to the Tinnitus Foundation, 1 in 6 Americans, nearly 50 million people, are affected by temporary or constant tinnitus. Because tinnitus tends to be more noticeable in quiet places, it can be quite distracting. It may hinder your ability to focus and may make it difficult to fall asleep at night. It's important to know that tinnitus is not a disease, but a symptom that has many possible causes. It can start gradually or come on suddenly as a result of injury to your head or neck, reactions to certain medications, as part of the natural aging process, or it can be triggered by exposure to loud noises. In fact, the United States Department of Veterans Affairs reports that tinnitus is the most frequent complaint among veterans, since they are often exposed to sudden impact noises, such as explosions and gunfire. Oftentimes, tinnitus can develop without any known cause. Research suggests that the perceived sound is actually created by the brain in order to fill in gaps of missing auditory information. Inside our ears are small hair cells that transform sound waves into electrical signals. Those electrical signals are sent to the auditory cortex of the brain and interpreted so we can understand them. Damage to the hair cells can cause gaps in the signals, which are essential in correctly interpreting sound. In order to make up for the missing information, neurons will arbitrarily fire signals to the brain. This leads to a misinterpretation and results in the perception of sound, observed as tinnitus. Tinnitus is most commonly associated with hearing loss. In fact, around 90% of people who experience tinnitus also have mild or moderate hearing loss. A common misconception is that the tinnitus is what's causing them to have difficulty hearing. However, usually it's the hearing loss that's actually causing the tinnitus. While there is no cure for tinnitus, there are some ways to gain relief and to make your tinnitus less noticeable. Hearing aids improve communication to your brain, which amplifies ambient background noises and stimulates impaired areas of the auditory system. So they can actually minimize the amount of lost information that the brain attempts to correct itself. Imagine a dark room. In the center of the room is a flickering candle. When the candle is the only light, our eyes are instantly attracted to it because it's the brightest light in the room. We focus on the candle because it's the only thing we can see clearly. Now imagine a light switch is turned on, illuminating the entire room so we can see what's there. We can see the entire room, and we can also still see the candle sitting in the center. Now that the room is brighter, the flickering candle is no longer the center of our focus because it is no longer the brightest light in the room. Hearing aids act as that light switch. Numerous research studies have shown that tinnitus patients with hearing loss experience total or partial tinnitus relief while wearing hearing aids. When you are able to hear more of what's happening around you, your tinnitus will become less obvious and less distracting, providing you with relief from the stresses and difficulties that tinnitus can cause. If you are experiencing any of the sounds or issues mentioned here, the first thing you should do is meet with an audiologist that specializes in the treatment and management of hearing loss and tinnitus. Since there's no cure, our goal is to help you understand and gain control of your tinnitus, so you can feel and live better. Get started today by scheduling an appointment with Kostanchuk Audiology by calling 817-277-7039 or visiting our website at www.northtxhearing.com.